Welcome back to the Motus Pull-Up program, where we teach the most fundamental but also the most essential training principles, all within the context of getting your first pull-up. So this week, week number 5, we're going to be talking about rest and recovery. So this is, I think it is a very underrated training principle that a lot of people do not take seriously. That's both within a session and outside in between sessions themselves throughout the week. To get a good understanding of our rest and recovery, you're going to be looking at our energy systems. I do go a little bit in depth with this, and there's a lot you don't need to know, but it's a very good thing to know. I'm trying to teach you all the basics and all the training principles that you can apply to any other skill or movement or sport, not just your pull-up. So I do want to give you some applicable knowledge in regards to all areas of fitness, not just your pull-up. Okay, so you did 3 different types of energy systems. Okay, let's imagine this is a run, okay? So you're running. In that first 0 to 10 seconds, like that sprint, you're gonna be using your ATP. This is your adrenotriphosphate. Okay, this is your explosive system. This is like you wanna throw a shot put, you wanna do a long jump, you wanna do one pull-up. This is gonna be your ATP. After your ATP, maybe you're running. After you've done your running, you've run for over 10 seconds now. And in between 10 seconds and 2 minutes, you're gonna be using your lactic acid system. This is your anaerobic system. But lactic acid is whether you're that lactic acid buildup. This is your 400 meter. And then after you've done your 400 meters, you've been running for over 2 minutes now, you then go into your aerobic system. This is like your marathon runners. This is like your 800 meters. This is like, you don't get that lactic buildup. Okay, it's not so much lactic, it's more your lungs, okay, how much you're breathing. So why do you need to know all these energy systems? So all of these energy systems take different amounts of time to recover. Your energy system, 0 to 10 seconds. Okay, this is your sprint. This takes roughly 90 seconds to recover, okay, to roughly 90%. So you do a sprint, you wait 90 seconds, and you're roughly at that 90% explosive is recharged, okay? As you do more and more sets, it takes longer and longer to get to that 90 seconds, or if you race 90 seconds, it might go only to 80%, then 70%, it slowly drops. You need more time to recover to fully restore your ATP energy system. Your lactic acid, okay, so this is like your 400 meter. This is where most CrossFit is. It's at 10 seconds to 2 minutes. It's that lactic acid. So this is where CrossFitters really excel. If you ever do a CrossFit coaching course, they will teach you that this is the energy system that CrossFit is trying to master. This roughly takes anywhere between 2 to 4 minutes to recover. Okay, to fully recover, it can take 20 to 40 minutes. But to get to around that 75 to 90%, it takes 2 to 4 minutes. For aerobic, it doesn't take too much recovery time, simply because the fuel that you use is simply oxygen. You're not using so much muscles, so much your oxygen that you're using. That does not apply to you guys. I don't want to confuse you, I don't want to go too in depth, but these two, that one and that one, are the 2 energy systems that we want to focus on. So in terms of our rest and recovery, I want you guys to be aiming to rest between your sets, that 90 seconds to 2 minutes. So if we were to go 2 sets of 8 and 1 set till failure, in between those sets, trying to keep that rest between 90 seconds and 2 minutes. If you do need a little bit longer, that is okay, but trying to be consistent and trying to track how long we take in between sets. So as you get more and more efficient, this is where we can start implementing another training principle, which is progressive overload. Like I said, when we were talking about progressive overload, we could either increase intensity, duration, or frequency. We could also reduce the amount of rest and recovery. So as we get better and better and better, instead of maybe increasing the band that you use or the weights that you use, thinking about maybe trying to reduce the amount of rest that you're taking in between sets. This is a good way to kind of do like a half increase in intensity. So maybe you're doing your band of pull-ups and the purple band is getting a little bit too easy. So you want to drop down to the black band, but the black band's a little bit too hard. This is a perfect way to still use the purple band, but just decrease the amount of rest that you're having in between sets. Maybe you've got 60 seconds rest in between, And that's where you're hitting that rep till failure, that final set till failure, sorry, and you're hitting that perfect number of reps. So really just trying to play with it, trying to figure out where your body has the most amount of stress on it, but you're still hitting those required reps and your sets. Hopefully that all makes sense. If it doesn't quite make sense, feel free to flip me a message. I'm more than happy to help. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys in week 6, but keep smashing it. You guys are doing awesome. Can't wait to see how far you guys go. Cheers.